it reminds me, I don't want to take all of his time, but I'm very tempted to say that, the idea that Buddha is that it's not like there are going to be many Buddhas. The whole idea of that, that somebody who leaves his comfort zone comes back for the benefit of others is one of the most, one of the singular traits of the Mahayana Buddhists. And not only have we drawn Geshe-la from his retreat the one time, but this is the second time. And I can only tell you how precious it is. Your questions will be addressed to in the end. And I'd like to welcome Geshe-la and listen to him today again. Thank you so much, Geshe-la, for being with us.
Okay, respected Professor Bharadipuriji, and all your TAs and all the students and my other friends as well. It is a great joy for me to be with you here for the second time. And since that, from the first time of my being here, I sense that you can actually grab at the things, the concepts pretty quickly. So better, instead of me going to too detail, I'll go through what I've prepared so that we'll have enough time left for the question answers. And we already got the questions from the students. And these questions, the Professor Bharadiji, she so kindly they would be reading for all of us, and then we will address the questions. Okay, and the topic for today is about the karma. And in fact, last time when Professor Bharadiji asked if we get to the second session, when I asked what would be the topic, and Professor Bharadiji indicated karma. And from how I designed the topic, and then this morning when I got the questions, I could see that there are so many correlations that in fact Professor Bharadiji, the topic that she chose is just in line with the thought processes of the students. It resonates so well with the questions. I can see what's going in your thoughts, and this topic is just right for that matter. So I'm not going to go into all the details. So why I prepared the many of the materials is that for the students, I come to know that the whole PowerPoint can be uploaded on the students' Moodle, and that you can have access to this whole PowerPoint. So that will make things very easy for you, and also that you'll get the details instead of me going through all the details. So having said this, the first thing is about the mental well-being, which, as you see, that the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, as they explained in the UNO, World Health Organization, UNO. So this is considered extremely important. And then, of course, there are some of the questions. The questions which I received from there, I could see that there are some issues, of course. Everywhere there are issues. People with so much mental, ill health and mental health issues, because of which some people have their own, those who are rich have their own problems, the educated have their own problems, poor have their own problems. Wherever you go, there are some problems there. And then IIT, I know that because that what are you doing? You are coming from an extremely brilliant, the overall speaking, you are very bright. So you have your own problems. And then particularly one of the questions that came to me today from the students is about the issues, something related to IIT, and how to solve it without, not really solve, I would say, how to address it without talking about rebirth. All these issues are there. So I'll be happy to, it's all related to the mental health. So just to give you a quick of the idea about the sustainable development goals, is the mental health is not something, some people they talk about it. Yes, it's of course, no, this very serious matter. And I know that IIT Delhi, you have your own experience, you know what it is, how serious it is. And then what is well-being, as explained by the UNO and WHO, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So, with this, why I'm running a little fast is that I want to go to touch the karma part and many of the misnomers and the misunderstandings hovering around karma. And because of which people abuse the concept of karma, and then so aware that that concept is so important for the well-being of the nation, for the well-being of the world, for the well-being of the individuals. At the same time, when that is misunderstood, how bad it can be abused. So I want to touch on that area. So these things for your information that later on you can read on your own. This is already uploaded. It should have been uploaded. Have you already uploaded in the Moodle? Not yet. Huh? This evening, okay. So we'll upload it later. Okay, what kinds of the mental problems are there? You will read later on. Now going back. So it's all about the last time. In the first session we had the last Monday, what we said is that all problems, I've given the metaphor of creating a sound clap with the two hands coming together and the sound of the clap erupted. So this sound of the clap is metaphor for the miseries, the mental stress, tension that we go through. And that sound of clap should necessarily come into being by the combination of the two hands. Likewise, that all our life challenges, miseries, they should necessarily come into being by the combination of the two factors, external factors and internal factors. And last time, many of the students have identified what external factors can be like. For example, like competition. Competition, which means that people, this is a major issue where people are more educated, where people are more intelligent. So the academic competition can be there. It's a very serious matter. So competition, lots of near and dear ones, the weather, air pollution, humidity, neighbor, very complicated neighbor, and so forth. So we tend to have all forms of external factors there. And then the poor people have their own external factors, rich people have their own external factors, very educated people have their own external factors, uneducated people have their own external factors. So the point is that of the two, the point is not about, it's not the blame game. It's that you have to do something so that your stress, anxiety, these things should go down. That is the point. For example, say when you sit for your exams or for your essay writing, they do the deadlines, that how we can manage it without having to go through stress and tension. With the stress and tension, it will only make the situation worse. It will not help us. Whereas without stress and tension, knowing that the deadline is there, so whatever you do, there's a greater productivity there. So with this in mind, so of the two factors, external factors and internal factors, both are responsible. But we tend to go to the extreme. Some people will say that it's always external. Last time, you remember, when we did the mathematical calculation, what happened? In the second case, you cannot give the answer properly. And what was the reason? You remember? You said that. I said it fast. You're getting it? While your brain works slow. Although it's IIT, still your brain works slow. You're getting it? So both are responsible. Your brain working slow and me saying fast, both are responsible, but we are so addicted to blaming the external factors. So this is one point. Now, how many such external factors are there? So some people, they think that it's just external factor. We continue to blame the external factors for all your miseries, for all the miseries that we go through. This is one extreme. Another extreme, spiritual people. Not all the sensible, not the sensible spiritual people. Insensible spiritual people. They will say, no, it's purely internal, right? You're hungry, and the mental so disturbed, no food, oh no, it's mental, this is one extreme. Something external is one extreme. The reality is that both are responsible. We should accept the reality. We should know the reality. Only then you will know how to tackle the situation. So the reality is that external factors, internal factors, both are responsible. For example, say, when in Delhi, Delhi in the month of May, June, don't just keep sitting outside and then with no AC, no cooler, no fan. Oh, it's purely internal. This is stupid. We should be extremely realistic that external factor, the heat, our body cannot take like 46, 47 degrees centigrade. We have to know this external factors are responsible. Meanwhile, internal factors are also responsible. Don't forget it. Both. Only when for us, what happens is that when you're so addicted to blaming external factors, we forget the internal factors. So when we forget the internal factors, external factor, internal factor, they always come together, keep coming together, and the miseries continue to erupt within us. We are never happy. Some people, too idealistic, saying that it's purely mental. Buddha said it, Krishna said it, Prophet Muhammad said purely mental. Lord Mahavir said it, Guru Nanak said it, and Zoroaster said it, and Jesus Christ said it. It's purely mental. This is one extreme. Both are responsible. You're getting it? Both are responsible. Now the point is that finally, whatever you do is fine as long as the sound of the misery stops for you. Sound of the misery should stop. So we know that if you know the mechanism, we're talking about the taxonomy and the mechanism of the karma. Karma meaning your action. How that action creates the sound of the miseries. By the combination of two factors. And external factors, they're innumerable in number. We said it last time. And even what we see as conducive factors, external factors, even they can turn out to be non-conducive for us. So the point is that the wise people, while they admit that external and internal factors both are responsible, but the wise people will focus on the internal. They will try to avoid external factors to the best you can. Meanwhile, try to work with internal factors, because internal factors are only two. External factors, there are millions and trillions, and you just keep counting, it'll go ad infinitum. So wise people will be smart enough to how to manage the external factors. Meanwhile, for a long term, to get at internal factors. Of the two hands, now so put two hands together, just press let it out, two hands. Okay, now see what it's doing. Good sound. Now only one hand. Okay, external factor gone. Only one hand. One hand out. Okay, don't hit somebody else. Okay, good. No sound. Finally, our job is to stop the sound of the miseries. It doesn't matter which hand you stop, external factors, internal factors. Those people who looked only external, you, right? So oftentimes, okay, let's not forget, this is very important. Where there's a problem between the family members, husband, wives, boyfriend, girlfriend, the problem is because he's a problem, she's a problem, he's a problem, she's a problem, right? So one day, the lady went to the doctor and said that my husband has a short temper issue. Temper issue there. My husband has a temper issue. So please help me. And the doctor said, Okay, I can help you. So every time the husband started blasting you, you go to the kitchen and sip a glass of water. And don't drink, don't swallow. Just keep it in the mouth and keep swashing like this for 5 minutes. And then the lady said, then what? This will solve the problem. So the lady went. The lady came back after 5 minutes, after 1 week. The lady said, doctor, this is amazing. The glass of water has such magic. And the doctor said that water does not have magic. You simply keep your mouth shut. You're getting it? You are not creating the external factor for the other person. So sometimes this is where we are good at looking at external factors. We don't know internal factors, that you are also responsible. So with this in mind, so wise people will look for a permanent solution. Permanent solution is to get rid of the internal factor. External factor is impossible. So those people who expect to stop the sound of the clap by stopping external factors, these are childish, children-like people, unevolved people, childlike people. Those people who look for internal factors and put effort to get rid of the internal factors to stop the miseries, sound of the miseries, these are the wise people, evolved beings. So if you want to become one like that, then you have to look for the internal factors. So what is that internal factor? It's all about inside the mind. So the map of the mind and how the mind works, mind and mental factors. Mental factors meaning how the mind works. So what is mind? I'm not going to go into this topic, but the mind is a huge topic, and we have to go to study the karma. Okay, but just for information, because these are the possibilities there. They're extremely important topics, interesting topics, important topics to study. So I just put it there for your future references. Then in this mind, when we explore the mind, how the mind works, how the mind, internal factors are created within the mind, we see that first we have to explore the world of the mind. So, Professor Michio Kaku. How many of you know Professor Michio Kaku? His hands? Professor Michio Kaku. Okay, I'm expecting all the IIT students to know him. He is almost like the Nobel laureate level. He's like a Nobel laureate level in physics, Professor Michio Kaku. What he said is that there are two mysteries in the world. One is the mystery of the Big Bang. What is before Big Bang? Second is the mystery of the internal mind. What's going in your mind? People find it very difficult to explore what that is. So this is what we find. Oops. What if you find the world of the mind, how the mind works. There are millions of functions of the mind. Of these, 51 mental factors are extracted in the Nalanda tradition. 51 mental factors are extracted. Out of the 51 mental factors, I'm not going to go detail. I'm simply going to show what are these sets. There are like 6 sets of the 51 split into 6 sets. So from the 6 sets, you will see that, okay, wow, this is something that I have to study, I have to know, and then I have to know my own mind. I have to know my own mind. And on that basis, I need to see how to stop my internal factors so that I become a happier person. So the first set is known as 5 ever-present mental factors. So this is something which you're going to study in more detail in this class. 5 ever-present mental factors, meaning wherever your mind is, in this, when you're sleeping, when you're waking, or when you're waking state, or when you're studying, you're fighting with somebody, or you're feeling sad, you're very happy, enjoying your birthday. In all cases, where your mind is, these 5 functions are always accompanying your mind. These 5, when you're sleeping, or when you are in a wakeful state. Then the next 5 is 5 object-determining factors, meaning that whenever you say, okay, E equals MC square, whenever you say cognitively your mind is something stable. When it makes the correct discerning, the conclusion. So discerning factors, So these 5 mental factors are operating, mental functions are operating. Then 11 virtuous factors, which make the person more confident, which make the person more confident, which makes the person more happy, calm, more expansive. So these 11 mental factors, you have these, then these 11, if they come together in a package. They come in package. So when they, for example, okay, I can quickly go through later on, 11 of these mental factors, known as 11 virtuous mental factors, you have these, you were very composed, calm, and not easily affected by the others' comments. And your happiness, your joy, the ease expands. The next is 6 root afflictive mental factors. Your mind, where your mind can go down, where your mind can become very cynical, very destructive, and very the agitated. So that is when these 6 mental factors arise, referred to as the 6 root afflictive mental factors. And then alongside these 6, there are 20 secondary aspects are there. And then the 4 variable mental factors, meaning that, for example, like sleep, your mind in sleep, is that positive or negative? It is variable, it can vary from positive to negative, negative to positive, depending on the situation. So, likewise, regret, again, it's a mental state, regret. Can it be positive or can it be negative? Depending on the situation. If you regret over the good things that you did, it is negative. If you regret over the bad things that you've done, it is positive. So there are 4 of them there. So what they are, I have actually enumerated these here. I'm not going to read through each one of them. First, the 5 ever-present mental factors, and next, the 5 object discerning factors, and then 11 virtuous factors. Let's just quickly go through this. The first one is the faith. Faith doesn't mean the faith to the God, Buddha. This is not the faith means confidence, conviction. Conviction. When the conviction comes in you, you become more calm. And then the sense of dignity, sense of propriety, sense of non-attachment, sense of non-aggression. Say, when you feel attachment is a sign of weakness. Attachment is a sign of weakness. For example, when we attach to the mobile, what happens? Then we could not finish our assignments on time. You agree? And then, tomorrow's a deadline, right? So now already 3 hours gone with the iPad. The iPad, what? iPhone, right? After the Facebook and so forth. Tomorrow deadline. Now my mind is very foggy. I cannot work anymore. Okay. So this is where it's because of the attachment to this. That is your weakness. It's not your strength. So where you can just say no to no. Enough is enough. That is your strength. So, non-aggression, non-delusion, diligence, pliancy. Pliancy is a beautiful word. It's a beautiful. Pliancy is the serviceability of your mind. The serviceability of your mind. This is an extremely important quality of your mind. For example, sometimes when you're so well rested, you're not hanging after your mobile, and you're so well rested, like 6 hours, 7 hours, full, complete good sleep. The next day, your mind feels so fresh. You're writing your thesis, an assignment, whatever. You just feel like writing it. There's this known as the serviceability of your mind. Serviceability, the pliancy. Then the conscientiousness, equanimity, the non-violence or the harmlessness. Okay. Then the next is the 6 root afflictive mental, which destroys our mind. 1, ignorance, desire, anger, pride, doubt, and this is wrong belief. Wrong belief or wrong belief. Then the next is the 20 secondary afflictive mental factors. 20 secondary. So these, I'm not going to go through them in detail. The next is the 4 variables. Okay, so from this, let's say, what is life? The life, yes, it is beautiful, and it's also very painful. And the acute painful ones. So When you're very happy, when you're successful, people will come. But when you cry, people will not come. When you're in pain, people will not come. So, how to deal with that? This is a big point. So it says that okay, so how to deal with this? Let me quickly explain this to you. 8th century great Indian master, really great. In fact, I would say that his book should be read as the textbook for psychology today. But unfortunately, only if the psychology book comes from the West, then in Asia, people take it seriously. The books coming from your own country, from your own Asia, you don't take it seriously. These are the books used by the Westerners. They repackage it and send it back to Asia. So this is unfortunate. So this author, Bodhisattva Shantideva, what he said last time I said, if there's a cure, why should you worry? If there's no cure, what's the point of worrying? Who said it? This author said it. Bodhisattva Shantideva, he said it. So now what he said is that he said many important points, one of which is that what he said is that they say that, okay, I want to go in IT Delhi campus with my two feet, and nothing should be a problem for me, that nothing should break. Oh, is it possible, Professor, that to cover the entire campus with the leather? Right? It's not possible. Where will you get this enough leather to cover the entire IIT, India, the world? You will not get enough. Just cover the 2 tiny feet. 2 tiny feet with 2 tiny leather, and then walk around. That suffices covering the entire earth with the leather. You agree? Yes, this is what he said. Where would I possibly find enough leather with which to cover the surface of the earth? Yet wearing leather just to cover the soles of your feet is equivalent to covering the entire earth with it. So how to cover your 2 tiny feet? Right? Selfishness, ignorance, these two, cover them with the level. Selfishness, cover that with the other cherishing mind. Self-grasping ignorance, cover that with the wisdom. Then walk. All your misery is gone. 2 internal factors are removed. 2 internal factors, what are there? Selfishness and ignorance in the loose sense. And technically speaking, selfishness and self-grasping ignorance. These two are different. Selfishness and self-grasping ignorance, these two are different. These two are not the one. One is purely cognitive and the other one is affective. One is purely cognitive and one is affective. What is meant by affective and the affective and cognitive? Let's say that if somebody is there, they say here, we see that one group of the students here, you like the apple juice. And the second group does not like apple juice. And I asked you, what is this? Both groups will say that this is apple juice. It's purely cognitive. Then I ask how good it is. You like it? You'll say, one group will say, yes, we like it. Other will say, no, we don't like it. Then affinity kicks in. So selfishness is the affinity quality of the affinity, affective quality. Whereas the self-grasping ignorance, that is purely cognitive in nature. Other one is having the quality of the affinity or the affective quality. One is cognitive quality. So these two are very different. Okay. So with this in mind, the next is that with the life, look at the world, there's so much a problem. Is there a cure? You ask Charles Darwin. Say the external factors, the internal factors, yes, he would say the same thing. But internal factors, you cannot get rid of the internal factors. Charles Darwin, one of the boys last time you asked this question? Yes, over there. Ash, what's your name? Akash. So that Charles Darwin said that these emotions like attachment, aversion, and fear, these are instinct. You cannot get rid of them. And with for example, with the fear and anger, there's no mental ease. There's a mental disturbance. Nobody wants that. But he said that you cannot get rid of that. Whereas the Buddha said, yes, we can get rid of this. So this is where the difference lies. Then when you say, you cannot get rid of this, you will not ask the second, you will leave. Okay, there's no hope. When somebody says, yes, you can get rid of this, then you will ask, hey, if I say that, yes, your misery can be got rid of, then what will you say? How? How? This is your question. Okay, so this question, how? Then managing the emotions. Managing emotions is primarily done in three ways. Primarily done in three ways. One, building the gravity of concentration. Meaning that, say, I know that IIT Delhi, you have some small groups doing meditation. Maybe on a daily basis, I'm not too sure. So this is building meditation, stability meditation. Stability meditation, it can be purely secular. You can do that. So this will greatly help you, but it is not the ultimate solution. It will help you greatly calm down your mental stress. Degrees will be toned down. Number one. Number two, transforming the cognitive faculty of ontological reality. So what you perceive, the reality, your perception. For example, last time I gave the analogy. Okay, today I learned that there's a talk there organized by Professor Bharatiji. It's about the karma, and then I'm fed up with all these, with my with this particular person, boy, girl, whatever. I'm fed up with this person. I need a little bit of space for myself, and you come there. And then you're feeling that, okay, now I'm cut off from that person. I feel peace of mind. And the person also felt the same thing. You are the problem for that person. So the person comes thinking that, okay, I'm away from that person. And the person passes by not knowing that you are there. But you see, just by seeing this person, instantly your heart starts to palpitate. Tick, 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 tick. Your peace of mind is lost. The person did not do anything. Simply the perception. Simply your own perception creates all these physiological disturbance within you. So what is that? That is all related to your perception, cognitive activity of your mind. So something's wrong with your cognitive activity, not the person. So the second one is transforming the cognitive faculty of the ontological reality, meaning that what's the reality here? You are misperceiving the reality. You misconstrue the reality. Then number three is expanding the affective, not the cognitive, but the affective faculty of your mind. What is that affective? Qualitative, for example, say this is very important. Okay, this is extremely important. Say, one time I was invited by a lady for a lunch. And the lady and her husband and her two children were waiting there. And I entered the house. The moment I entered the house, on the wall, the facing wall, I could see these sketches, color pencil sketches on the wall. And no painting. Very dirty, right? And mentally, I felt a little disturbed. And then the lady ushered me in. I sat down. And the lady said that, this is the painting of my two children. She takes pride in this. For her, seeing this gives her joy. For me, seeing this gives me irritation. It's the same object. The object will not show something very different in the eyes of the mother. But why for the mother, the wall, the dirty sketches, it's an art for the mother because of the love. You agree? Whereas for me, I don't feel that the mother, the love the mother feels towards her two children. This is not what I felt. So for me, it's just a dirty wall. So what I'm saying, same object, for some people it can trigger joy, but for some people trigger uneasiness. It's all because of your, again, it's about your affective, the attitude. With the affective quality of the love, things can become so beautiful. When that is missing, when the affective quality of love is missing, nothing is beautiful, nothing will work. Even this mug, if they say, if I want this to be there, I request Nisho, would you mind putting there? He was like, oh yeah, I'll do it later. You're getting it? Even this mug will not go there. Whereas if love and affection is there, even the most difficult thing can be done without any effort. Effortlessly, things will happen. So that is the expanding the affective faculty of your mind, where your mind becomes so broad. For example, like Mahatma Gandhi, who expanded his mind to all the Indians. He sacrificed himself. All the Indians, they respected him. For him, what the Indians, this is, this is your country. This is, I'm part of you, you are part of me. This love and affection, that makes him so courageous. So, these are the three main qualities. So when you become a mother, like a motherly figure for all the beings, nothing will disturb your mind. Everything will be beautiful for you. Cognitively, when you wake up from the sleep of ignorance, nothing can affect you. You'll be very stable. And these two things, if supported by the first one, building the gravity of your concentration, mental concentration, then nothing trivial can pull you here and there. Okay, so, but this is more detailed version. I'm going to skip this. Then the next is how, where does karma come into being? Where does karma come into being? This question. So, this will take us to the karma. 5 ever-present mental factors. How your mind works. How your mind works. So we said that external factors, internal factors. To manage internal factors, you have to know how the mind works. And for the mind, how the mind works, if you know how these 5, if the mind works, on the basis of these 5 points, you will see your life so beautiful and you will see your life so easy. Life is so beautiful and so easy. Okay, so 5 points. Let me say, let me give an example. I'm going to give a very simple example and you try to, if you find this interesting or beneficial, I would suggest you to apply this to your real life. See how I'm going to explain it to you with this analogy, if it works, if it is how your mind works in your day-to-day life. For example, say with your busy running to get a cup of, what is that, cup of coffee from a nearby cafeteria, right? Or say then you are running to catch your class and so forth. So, and then, okay, today's holiday, but I have so many essays to write. Saturday, Sunday is not really a holiday. Or, okay, I'm a little holiday, a little free time. So today I like to meet with my friends, to celebrate his birthday, her birthday, and so forth. So to give a little bit of break for myself and for my friends. So there, what is happening? Just observe how the mind is working on the basis of these 5 the functions. Let me give a simple example. Let's say that you're fast asleep, and usually you get up at like 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. Hey, boys, girls, what happened? 5? No way. 6, 7. Okay, let me not. Okay, reveal. Okay, let's say, so whatever, let's say 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, let's say. 6 o'clock you get up. And let's say that your mom slams the door and it's 5 o'clock. Okay, 6 o'clock, not 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And says, good morning, happy birthday, my daughter, happy birthday, my son, right? And your mom is holding something in her hand. What did you say? happy birthday, my daughter, happy birthday, my son. Okay. So with this, what happens is that usually you get up at 7 o'clock and it's just 6 o'clock, which means that you are not woken up yet. But you're already disturbed. Your sleep is disturbed. So you wake up. But you're not fully woken up. You agree? Then what you do is that you see that it's your mom. So your mind comes in contact. The first one is contact. Your mind comes in contact with your mom. Okay. And then your mom said that, happy birthday, my son, happy birthday, my daughter. And you see that she's holding something, right? And because that you are still half in sleep, what will you do? You rub your eyes to see what is that thing that your mom is holding in her hand. You rub your eyes. Attention, to pay attention. Why you rubbing your eyes? To pay attention. Paying attention, you come to know that what the mom is holding is brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max. Right? What happens? Discrimination. Number 3. By paying attention, you come to discriminate. Discriminate meaning discern. Discrimination, it is many, this word, that's a great ambiguity there. It can refer to something very negative, racial discrimination, gender discrimination, so forth. But this is not the connotation here. It's very neutral in that sense. It simply means discernment. You discern that it is the brand new iPhone 15 Plus, the Pro Max. Okay, so what feeling you get? What's the next feeling? You get a pleasant feeling. You want a pleasant feeling or you don't want a pleasant feeling? You want a pleasant feeling. So, you want pleasant feeling means you want to sustain the pleasant feeling. Right? You want to sustain the pleasant feeling. So, how to sustain the pleasant feeling? What triggered the pleasant feeling? That iPhone 15 Pro Max. So, you go to intention. Intention to grab that object which triggered this pleasant feeling within me. Intention. So what is karma? Karma is the intention which makes your mind to move. Karma means action. Karma, don't think that karma means something, some kind of supernatural thing. No, karma simply means action. Karma means action. And for example, when you say that, okay, oh, it is Taras. No. This is Taras? Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Thank Tara. Tara is a little girl, 10 years old, professor's daughter. Okay, so from all these actions, you could figure out that he was thirsty and he wanted, there was intention within him, There was an intention within him to grab the water and drink it. So this intention within the mind, what makes me to move my hand there and bring it closer to my mouth is because of the desire to bring it. So there's intention there. So this intention is the one which makes my body to move. Likewise, when I speak, when you speak, say somebody says hello, or just ignore. So this greatly tells you what's going in the mind of the other person. So a person said, you say hello, good morning, and they left. You said, what happened? They're so rude. But when say, even if you did not say good morning, the person's good morning, how are you? Right? Oh, this person's very decent. So there, from these gestures, you can see that what made this person to move physically, verbally, mentally, that is known as the intention. So when you say karma, what exactly is karma? Karma is the mental factor of the intention. Mental factor of the intention. For example, let's say that in your family, say how you behave. Sometimes the one family member brings such a joy in the whole family. Sometimes one family member, the moment the family member steps in, the joy simply disappears. Disturbance is created. Such mental unease is created in the whole the atmosphere of the family. So why? Because of the intention. Because the wrong intention, good intention. With a good intention, with a virtuous intention, compassionate intention, then the whole environment changes in the family. With a bad intention, selfish intention, whole environment changes. So intention, this is the karma. Now with this in mind, we also say that the topic is dependent origination. Dependent origination. So here, this is a very important point. And dependent origination and the law of karma. So dependent origination, this concept, it comes from it comes from various teachings of Buddha, one of which is known as the Satistambha Sutra. In English, Rice Seedling Sutra. So one morning, when the Buddha was passing by the rice field, Buddha stopped and he told the monks that, look, whosoever sees dependent origination, will see the dharma, and whosoever sees the dharma will see the enlightened one. Which means that if you see dependent origin well, then you will behave in a very virtuous way. If you behave in a virtuous way, you will become enlightened. What do you mean by enlightened? Enlightened meaning you will attain what you want. What do you want? I want fearlessness. I want infinite ease. You will attain that state. That state is known as the enlightened state. You will become enlightened one. Number two, the Buddha said, because this exists and that exists, then because this is produced, that is produced. Then Buddha went on to say, because of the ignorance is the root of all our problems. So for our problems, of course they are for the finer details, we have to work with the question and answer. With the question and answer, the finer details will be unraveled. So as of now, I'm going to just give a very generic picture that they say because of ignorance, where there's ignorance there, miseries erupt within us. So for example, for me, if I feel disturbance, it's because of my own ignorance. Don't blame, the Buddha, God, and so forth. It's your ignorance responsible for your miseries. Don't blame the God. So, because of ignorance, karma is produced. Because of ignorance, karma, the bad intention, karma is the intention, is produced. Because of ignorance, karma is produced, and then there are 12 chain, there are 12 factors in chain. All bewilderment and the heap of miseries ensue because of the ignorance. And the Buddha continued. When the ignorance ceases, if you stop the ignorance through wisdom, through introducing wisdom, if you remove the ignorance by introducing wisdom, your negative karmas will cease. And because of which all bewilderment and the heap of miseries will cease. Okay. So with this in mind, when you talk about dependent origination, whosoever sees dependent origination will see the dharma. Dharma meaning your realizations, the dharma. With these realizations, you will attain your goal of fearlessness and infinite happiness. Okay, so what is that dependent origination? There are 3 levels of dependent origination. And Nisho, would you mind giving me just a brochure? Thank you. Thank you, Nisho. So I'm just rushing through all these things, and I'm not going to go into details. And if you're interested, we have distributed the brochure, and these are the courses given, online courses, online, offline, both are there. And particularly this one, the smaller green one, that will give you this is 1-year course, and for the students, it's highly subsidized. Highly subsidized. For the students, it's like 75% the scholarship is given. It's just barely anything. So what I'm saying is that all these things, if you're interested, you can learn. Okay. The dependent origination, there are 3 levels. The first level is known as dependent origination of the results dependence on the causes. Results dependence on causes. For example, say that how much time we spend on studying versus pubs. You spend more time on pubs, don't expect to clear your IIT exams. Right? Then spending more time on the studies, yes, you can expect to clear the exams. So results depends on the courses. And then the second one is dependent origination of the wholes dependence on the parts. For example, so this building, this room is a whole which is dependent on the floor, the ceiling, the walls, windows, the doors, and so forth. These are the parts. So the whole depends on the parts. For example, we as the individual, we are the girls or we are boys, depending on the body as a part. And you are intelligent, not intelligent, learn it, not learn, and so forth, depending on your mind. So we see that, but depends on the parts, then it will determine what the whole is like. Then finally, dependent origination depends on the mere mental imputation. The third level is the subtlest one, which says that if you wake up from the sleep of ignorance, all the miseries in the dream will stop, not the way the dream stops. How does it help? By knowing the dream as coming from your mind. Whatever happened in the dream is actually nothing but coming from your mind, nothing really from there. Ontologically, it is absent from the object. It's all coming from the subject. It's purely subjective. The moment you see that things are subjective, you wake up. At that point, all the miseries in the dream drops. So that is the third level. Now, with karma, it is really related to the first one. For example, let's say that if I have a flower, so usually for my talks, the people make sure that they have a flower on my table. Because I give example with so let's say the flower qualifies all the 3 levels of dependent origination. The flower, that it came into existence by dependence on these causes. Okay, how many agree with me? Raise hands. Of course, this is so obvious. The flower depends on the parts, because the flower comes into being by the combination of many parts, like the stigma, the petals, and all these smaller components. And you go smaller into the cells. On the cellular level, say the nucleus, then chromosomes, and then the mitochondria, all these things, and the DNA molecules, and so forth, and finally into the atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, and so forth. So these are all the parts, combination of which then the flower is seen. And then finally, that the flower exists purely depends on your mind. We see the contrary. We don't see it as coming from your mind. We see the so objectively there. That is the ignorance. This is the worst of the ignorance, which makes us to shed tears continuously. So those people who revolutionize their cognitive thinking, to see that objectively what I'm seeing is all just like illusion. The moment you discover that, you stabilize that, all the fears, the tears of samsara stops. So where comes the karma? The first one, precisely with the first one, dependent origination of the results, dependence on the causes. All what we're experiencing now, that you are in such a prestigious college, IIT Delhi. And don't think that it's my smartness that I'm here. It is one of the factors. There are multiple factors. One of the major factors is your previous karma, where you must have done something extremely good to support others, to help others, be beneficial to others, academically. That today, because there are so many bright people, as bright as you are, and some of them brighter than you, but still shepherding, going after the cows, not getting this opportunity for that. They are equally bright. but they don't get this opportunity because they don't have the experience. They are not having the result. The result depends on the previous action, previous karma. When that is missing, the result of enjoying this beautiful, the institution, that did not happen. So therefore, the karma falls under the first level of dependent origination. In other words, it doesn't mean that these three are like three different kinds. Some belong to this, some belong to this third, second. No, all composite phenomena in this universe, all composite phenomena should necessarily be composed of, be qualified with all three levels of dependent origination. More precisely, with the cause and effect is with the first one. In other words, whole universe is operating on the basis of the first level of dependent origination. That whole universe is operating on the basis of by dependence on the previous causes. So, cause and effect, as Niels Bohr and Albert Einstein, both of them are contemporaries, and they're very close friends, but they don't agree on many points. Particularly with the concept of randomness in quantum physics. Albert Einstein is totally against that. He said that God does not play dice. You know that? God does not play dice. Meaning that there's no randomness. There's no randomness. Whole universe is operating on the physical law of cause and effect. This is what Albert Einstein said. So we see that whole universe operating on the basis of the first level, cause and effect, dependent origination. Within that, one section is known as law of karma. So within the cause and effect, the dynamics, there are two groups. One which is a natural cause and effect, and the other one is a karmic cause and effect. Let me repeat it. Within the first level of dependent origination, there are two categories. One which is a natural cause and effect, and the other one is karmic cause and effect. In other words, non-karmic cause and effect and the karmic cause and effect. For example, let's say that let's say that my keys, they fall. It makes sound. It doesn't make music. It just makes the ordinary sound. So here, this is the cause. Why this sound came up? Because the key fell. That is the cause, and the sound is unpleasant sound. Unpleasant sound came into being. So that is the effect. There's a natural cause and effect. There's nothing to do with karma. But, for example, let's say that somebody pushes me from the chair, I fell. And then, again, I come back. Whereas, if I push this key, it'll fall, it'll not come back on its own. You agree? So this key, if I push it, it'll fall, it'll not come back. But if somebody pushes me, I fall, but I can come back. What makes the difference? Intention makes the difference. In the second case, for the person, I want to challenge this person, saying that you cannot push me, I come back. So the intention to come back. So cause and effect, where the intention is involved, that is karma. Karmic cause and effect. Let me repeat it. Cause and effect, where there's the element of the intention involved, that is known as the karmic cause and effect. Where the intention is missing, for example, say, when I push this key, it falls, it will not come back. That it falls, when pushed, that is just a natural cause and effect, non-karmic. It doesn't have any intention. Likewise, sunflower. Sunflower, say the sun is in your direction, and before the sun comes, the flower is facing me. And the morning sun rises, then the flower turns towards the sun. It has nothing to do with the intention. It's a purely chemical. It's a pure chemical. Because, say, I just crave for the sun in the Delhi winter. I crave for the sun, right? I'm facing the sun. Suddenly there's a sun coming from the opposite side. I turn there. And the difficult, complicated person is there. Where the sun is, I would again turn back. But sunflower will not do that. Because sunflower does not have the intention. So cause and effect, but the intentions involved, that is known as karmic cause and effect. Okay, now with this in mind, the next, with the law of karma, the whole universe is operating on the basis of cause and effect, and with us having the experience of happiness and sadness. Happiness, the experience of these miseries and joys. These are all related to law of karma. So what is that karma? For the karma, there are two axioms, two basic facts that we need to remember. The first one says, no karma, one accumulates, goes waste. Say negative karma, you have accumulated negative karma in the absence of people seeing you, not seeing you, it doesn't matter. You accumulate negative karma till it is ripened, it will not go waste. You accumulate positive karma. Some people, they keep very low profile, they do good things, but they remain anonymous. So which means nobody knows that you've done this good thing, but you have accumulated positive karma. So that positive karma will not go unnoticed. This karma will ripen into a positive result for you. So in other words, no karma one accumulates goes waste. Positive, negative. We should be very careful. If you want happiness, go for the positive karmas, because this will ripen results. Even though no outside people acknowledge that. And with negative karma, even though no policeman is looking at you, you think that you are spared, but you're not spared. You have to undergo the consequence. Number two, no result will be experienced of the karma which one did not accumulate. A negative karma, if you have not accumulated negative karma, you don't need to fear. You don't need to go through the negative results. If you have not accumulated positive karma, don't expect positive results. Right? Be it positive or negative, results will not happen if you have not done it. But then the karma that is done, positive, negative done, results will not spare you. If it is positive karma, positive results will happen to you. So these are the two basic rules. It's not about that there's a policeman or no policeman, right? This is law of karma. It's a reality. For example, nobody knows. And if somebody takes cyanide, right? Nobody knows that you have taken cyanide. And you take the cyanide and you die. You have to go to the consequence. You're getting it? It's not about whether somebody knows or not. So therefore, this is the two axioms. The next, the taxonomy. I'm going to do this part in more detail, and then the others we will just skip. In any way, you get the PPT. First, the karma. They say karma, from what we learned thus far, is that karma is actually the mental intention. So this mental intention, karma is what? Action. Action. Action means not just unrelated action, but action driven by intention. Action driven by intention. That is, for example, let's say that if you will just see what's going in my mind. For example, say. So from this, you can see that, oh, he must be thirsty. He's one day. His intention have the. Okay. Then from this, I will just go a bit more selective. Say so karma means actions, and actions can be seen through physical, verbal, and mental. Three. Now from this, what I would say is that okay, number 4. I'll do number 4. Okay, that's actually the typing is all erroneous. Okay, you want to the numbers? Don't just forget about the serial number. So the last one, definite karma and uncertain karma. I like to do this first. Definite karma and uncertain karma. Say some people, what they do is that they don't study at all. And the parents, the teachers, study, study. If you don't study, you'll fail. And so then you fail in the exam. You fail in the exam, and mother comes. Yes, I told you that you fail now. And you said, Mom, what should I do? It's my karma to fail. Right? And Mom, you also believe in karma? Mom said, yes. Right? So what to do if there's a karma for me to fail? In any case, I fail. Whether study not fail. So it's my karma. So this is the abuse of karma, failing to understand the last one. Definite karma and the uncertain karma. If you know this concept so well, then there is no room for people to abuse the concept of karma. How does it work? Say karmas. The fact that you failed, is it because of karma? I would say 100% yes. You not having studied and you failed, it's because of karma? Yes. But the karma is of two kinds. One is definite karma and the other one is uncertain karma. Karma, definite karma is a very heavy karma, very strong karma. And uncertain karma is the light karma, weak karma. And so where you did not study and you failed, that is because of the weak karma. If you study, you will pass. If you don't study, you will fail. That's weak karma operating. And the weak karma can be controlled by you. Definite karma cannot be controlled by you too easily. So let me give an example. Say if there is a toddler, a baby, just say 1 month old baby there lying there, and there's a toy train, big toy train running. And you're close by the toy train, and if you don't stop it, the toy train will hit the baby. So, and then the toy train is running close by you, and you see the baby's there, and you just don't do anything. And the toy train hits the baby. You should have stopped it. You can stop it. And then you are such a careless person. No, what is the karma of the baby? No, it's your mistake. You can stop this car. But if there is the real, how many tons? Thousands of tons heavy the train, real train, passenger train, very heavy trains, which you cannot stop. And if it's just lying there, you cannot run there to save the baby. And you cannot stop the train. That train to stop, that train must be stopped minimum 2 kilometers before reaching the destination. You know that? The trains must stop from that early, that distance before reaching the destination. So that train, you cannot go to rescue the child because it's far away. And the train you cannot stop because this is too heavy that you are so weak. So that train crushing the baby is like the definite karma. You cannot do as much. But the toy train crushing the baby is your mistake. Because this toy train has the capacity to crush the baby, but you also have the capacity to stop the train. So there's an uncertain karma. And say it is karma because it's an uncertain karma. Uncertain karma means it is in your hand. So in the first place, keep in mind that karma is created by you. Karma is your own intention, nobody else's intention. Your intention that makes the action of the body, speech, and mind, and these will result in the form of the consequences in experiences. Okay. Then the next one that they all are very important. I would go for the third last one. Karma is accumulated and karma is done. So say for example, a person A slaps person B. Is it bad or good? Hey, a person A slaps person B. It's bad. But so which means that you have accumulated negative karma. But if the person A is forced by somebody else to slap the other person, the person should not have the intention to slap, but he's forced. So there, he has done the karma, but he has not accumulated the karma. You're getting it? He has done the karma, but not accumulated. So negative karma, the result, the negative painful result, you don't have to go through the painful result in the future. because this is not what you have done. You have not done it with the intention. So whereas if you ask somebody to slap this person, even though you do not slap it, you do not do the action, but you've accumulated negative karma yourself. So there is the two things: accumulated and done. What is accumulated, not done. What is done, not accumulated. Accumulated, done both, and not done, not accumulated. Okay, so there are many things. I'm going to just leave it here, and I'd like to invite questions. And Professor Balaji will read the questions for us.